Scraplift Crafternoon going on here with Miss Kimberly and Miss Kristen. So make sure you check out their links below. And then also the Scraplift we are doing today is from my City Scrapper. City Scrapper. And it's this layout, and I apologize. Let me see if I can get up closer so you can see it. I paused at the end of her video so you can see it. And of course, her link will be below. So basically what she has a single photo that's matted, and then she's used some strips here that she's inked the edges or some mixed media, tons of flowers, and just all the pretties. Hers is about autumn. She has a couple little words down here. Just absolutely a stunning layout. So let's see if I can do it any kind of justice on my Scraplift. So mine, I'm going to do a picture of my daughter. So it's a modeling picture. Honestly, I found this paper I thought went really well. I think that looks kind of neat. And then I have this black and white polka dot that I think looks kind of neat with these pants. So my idea is this will be the background. And I was pulling these guys out to be the strips. I'm going to make sure that I cut these. I may do some different widths because I do want the colors to be pretty visible. And then this will be one of our strips. And then I actually had a bunch of the branding strips from the collection in a tall cup over here. So some of these may end up in there as well. This may not be the same collection now that I say that. Close enough, right? There's some options in here. So, and even a little wood grain going on. So I'm gonna see what I can use maybe out of those because I would like to use some of these branding strips. And then I have all these little florals that came in the ephemera, and you can kind of snip them. And she had a lot of florals and stuff. And there's also a few little butterflies. There's a bee. Actually, let me pull it over here. There's actually a little black and white butterfly. And then there's a couple of flowers here. So I can maybe make these work. I have a few more little ephemeras over here in my bucket. So we'll see what I can get to work here. But I think I'm going to start with, I'm not going to cut my strips just yet. I'm going to get my background ready to go, this is going to be my background. I think I'm going to need to mat it because it's not like it's real thin, but it's not real thick either. And I do want it to I want it to be okay. I think I'm going to use black because that's what's going on here. I think that'll be okay. And then I'm going to add my mixed medias, before I add my strips. So that's what I'm going to get started. So give me just a minute and we'll come back on. Talk soon. Alrighty, so I have gone over and gotten a Lindy's Stamp Gang, I think it was called, oh y'all, I'm so sorry. I should have this stuff ready to go, right? It was a gold, I think it was sleigh bells, like gold sleigh bells or something. This is actually one that has like the little foam dauber on the end of it, but I didn't use obviously the foam dauber. I used a little packaging technique. Now, before I even did that, I actually kind of imagined and kind of laid down some of the strips and just kind of made a little pencil shape. So I knew where to kind of stay with my mixed media. And I start with this gold, and in a second, I'm going to cut over and you'll see I've gone over and picked up, I have that blue. It's called Danny's Faded Jeans or something like that. It's like from, the title always reminds me of Grease, and I guess that's where that's coming from. Anyway, I do the gold first, and then I'm going to go and do the sprinkles of my blue here. And it's funny because it looks really dark when it first goes down, and I'm being too impatient. I don't want to wait for it to dry, so I get a napkin and I blot it, and it just kind of tones that blue back to the more I guess the denim color that it's called. It looks really navy when you first put it down, and then it kind of like fades back into the blue, and I think that looks good because that's what's that blue. She's wearing blue, and then there's blue in the little floral paper and everything. So that's the mixed media, and I think that looks pretty good. So my next step is to get all those. I do go ahead and cut the strips off camera. There's not really a reason for you to sit there and watch me. They're basically, most of them are 1/2 inch. There's one or two that I do that's like 1 inch, but generally speaking, they're basically almost all 1/2 inch. And so I'm just going to kind of lay these, and I'm looking, I am referencing the Scraplift, but I know that it's basically a little crescent, I guess. And I've actually taken the tape runner and put it on the paper already. Oh, I think also, I didn't tell you this. I've already matted the polka dot paper on black cardstock, and I'm just going to be real with y'all. That was kind of a mistake because I realized after I put these darn strips down, I need to trim them. And the easiest way to trim them is to use your cutter, right? And just slip it over and run your trimmer. Well, because I had already matted my polka dot paper, you'll see me, I'm going to end up using not an X-Acto knife, I guess craft knife or whatever, and my T-square. And it works okay, but honestly, I wasn't thinking, and I friggin' glued that piece of paper down on that cardstock. Anyway, I'm just trying to, here's the other sad part. I had those all laid out the way I wanted them, in the order I wanted them, and then I slid it off to put the glue on there, and then I couldn't remember what order I had them in. Y'all, I swear, I don't have the sense God gave a cow sometimes. Anyway, I'm going to just put these down, and I ended up with extra, which tells you I know I really did something wrong because I had extra. It's like if you go to fix your car and you take a bunch of stuff off and you put it all back together and you have extra screws left over, something's not right. So I think I ended up finding a home for it, but it's really not. It's not how I had it originally. And then the little blue there, all I had was like a square. So I knew behind the photo wouldn't really matter. So I do end up using this blue and just kind of filling in the right side over there because, again, you can't really see that it's not one full strip. I did ink all the little strips in my black soot Distress Oxide. I did all the strips. I did not do the edge of the polka dotted paper. Again, I didn't think about it until after I had glued it down. So you know what? It's all right. It's just okay. It looks fine. I'm actually really pleased with how this came out. The colors are not quite as, I think in City Scrappers, hers might be a little bit softer. There might have been lavenders and such, and so mine's a little brighter, but the picture's a little bit different season, right? I think it was actually in the summer, as I recall. I think. I don't remember now. It's from 2017. So here's where I pull out my little craft knife, and I'm just going to use my T-square to kind of run along the side of the polka dot. And I end up having to, cut and adjust and go back through a little bit. But it worked out all right. It's just not my favorite way to do this. So I'm going to cut away. I've done that whole right side. Now I'm going to put in the upper left corner there. And even that, I think I started off actually with more strips of paper and I pulled some off. So this is actually after I had pulled some off. Now this one I did just use my scissors because it was only 3 little sheets or 3 little strips. So that wasn't too bad. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, well, let me say this first. I'm going to take my photograph and put the foam on there because I do want to put my photograph on there. And it doesn't take but just a second to do that. Just a little craft foam that you buy. Well, I'm actually running low, which I'm honestly kind of proud of because I bought the wrong one. I bought the one without the sticky back, and I like the one with the sticky back. So I'm trying to use this foam on all the layouts so I can buy the kind with the sticky back. I don't like to have to glue it all the time. One side's plenty, right? So I'm going to go ahead and put my photo down. It's on the foam, and then I'm going to cut over in just a second because I'm going to have pulled out my ephemera. And let me see. I don't remember if I show y'all after I've already put the ephemera down. No, I'm actually going to show you my thought process here, which is usually very slow, if I'm honest. I'll still end up cutting out of it because you're just not going to be able to see it would take all. In fact, I did. It was a 39-minute video, and then I cut a bunch of stuff out. But you kind of see I've got some florals. So she, in the Scraplift, she had florals going. There was some leaves and stuff like that, or like little sprigs, I guess maybe. She had she always uses such pretty things, and I just had all these floral ephemeras here. Now, if you can kind of see, they're kind of interesting because they're like double-sided and you can cut them. And I do use a couple of those, but I don't use too many, to be honest. I use mostly the little stems that are like just the flowers and that sort of thing. And I'm just looking for ways to kind of fill out these little clusters. I'm not going to be cutting out any flowers. I'm almost certain, it's been a little while since I watched her video, but I'm almost certain she cut all her flowers. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure she used dyes, and I'm not going to do that. I'm being a little bit lazy. So I'm using what I have. And I say lazy. I mean, when it comes with ephemera that are floral stems, I guess you should use them, right? So I'm just kind of going through, and I'm just filling out my little clusters here, just, creating my florals. And the lucky part about it is I did have a butterfly, and then I had a little bee. Now, that bee does not stay up there. I'll actually bring it down in a minute. But right now I'm filling out these florals, and I left it up there because she actually had a butterfly up there. And I do end up finding one, but it's not until a little bit later. So I'm just kind of, like I said, filling out these clusters. I was kind of pleased to have all this stuff to choose from. I will say it's a little bit strange in the sense, so I have the collection has like a cream base, but then there's also these white pieces. And I actually am not 100% certain if it's not because I combined Reaching Out and Peaceful Heart. which is I know I combined some stuff, but I don't remember now if both collections had, like if one had a cream base and one had a white. I feel like that might be so. But the colors were so close, I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to mix it all up. It'll be all right. So again, I'm just kind of going through and filling these little clusters out. I did have the title up there, You Are Enough. And then she had like 3 little words, like basically sentiments related to the season of autumn, because her layout was about autumn. And I've got a little journaling card down there that says something like, sorry, I'm not looking at the layout, but it's like becoming the best version of myself or something. And my daughter's, she's always kind of saying stuff like that. So it just really, it just matches really well. So here's where I'm going to just start gluing stuff down where I've got it. So I'm going to cut away because I don't really move much. I've already moved that B, so everything else is basically where you see it. So I've glued it all down. And now I've gone into the sticker sheet because I honestly had forgotten I had a sticker sheet. I was like, I glued all that ephemera down and I'm like, and I was kind of picking up and I went, oh my gosh, I completely forgot about this sticker sheet. And I thought, well, you know what? I think I can find some more florals on there. And I do. I find a few more florals. And I find a butterfly, which was just perfect. I was really excited about that because I was kind of missing that element in that upper right corner. And so I was really excited to find that in my sticker sheet. So I'm able to fill my little element right there. And so the other thing I went and grabbed, I guess I got to add me some puffy stuff behind, or foam tape behind my little sticker there. Oh, that's a bee also. I went over and I grabbed out of my stash rather. What am I doing right there, y'all? I can't see. I must have just fixed something. I was looking at that sticker sheet one more time. I don't think I put anything else, but I went into my wood veneer and I had this little set of little wood veneers I had bought from Shadney a while back, and I might have used 1 or 2 pieces. I hadn't used too many. And I thought, oh, I'm going to put that on here. I think that'll be pretty. So I'm kind of just looking for places to put this. Now, what's interesting about this layout, and it's probably the way I've kind of reinterpreted a little bit, but it doesn't have the, quote, visual triangle in some sense. It does in the sense it's around the photograph, but then you also have that 4th little cluster in the upper left. So I have to, initially I thought, oh, I just need 3 of these little guys. And I really ended up needing kind of 4. But then I do go ahead and create a little visual triangle in the upper right corner. I moved that one there and those 2 pieces there. I moved those over there so I can add 1 more little piece, and I create a little triangle up there. And I like all that. I think that looks kind of neat. I worried myself a little bit because I was putting that wood veneer across over that left side, and I thought, you're kind of going the wrong direction with your cluster here. So now I'm just going to use my Nuvo glue, my Nuvo Deluxe, and glue those little wood pieces down. And really, that's it. I don't need to do anything else. I thought about maybe enamel dots or something, but honestly, having added the wood veneers and having added all the other pieces, this layout has got plenty enough going on, y'all. And I'm okay with that. Of course, I didn't put the date on there. I probably should go back and do that. But anyways, that's all I do this layout, y'all. I'm going to pick it up and slow it. I slowed it down a little bit this time. I remembered so I could show it to you a little bit slower. Well, I say that. It's taking me forever. What am I doing? Closing the container there. Anyway, I'm going to pick it up and show you. Look at all that dimension, y'all. There's just a lot going on, but it's really pretty. Thank you guys for watching. Please be sure to check out the other ladies' links below. They always do such a great job, work so hard. I really appreciate it. I hope to see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe too. Thanks so much. Talk soon. Bye-bye.